Hey friend, it's Ange here, and today in the podcast, I want to talk with you about something that has hit me recently where I'm like, Ange, you need more of that in your life. You don't have enough of it. And what I'm talking about is systems. And before you think, okay, I'm going to shut off this episode because this is boring, talk about systems, I can tell you it can be so fun. And it can be especially fun when you create systems that make it so that you have more peace in your life. And you're proud of how you're living out your life and you're seeing progress in all the areas that are important to you. And systems will give that to you. Recently, I thought about systems because I got so freaking sick, y'all. Like, I know this is TMI, but we're friends here. So let me tell you what's up. I got so sick that I was laying in bed with my daughter, who was also sick, who's almost 4 months old, and she was vomiting all over. And I was trying to clean up the puke, and I didn't have the energy to like barely do that. Like, I really struggled. I'm like, okay, you can do this. I had to like talk myself into it. Like, you can lift up her onesie. Like, that's how weak I was feeling. And I cleaned her up, put a diaper on her, didn't even have the energy to put new clothes on her. I moved her to the side of the bed because there was puke all over the place. And I continued to lay there in the puke because I didn't have the strength to fully get myself up and remove all the blankets and clean everything for like another hour. And I share this with you, one, to put it in perspective how bad it was, but two, to tell you that in that moment, I felt like God spoke to me and he was like, Ange, do you see all the people that depend on you? Like, for example, my baby girl was depending on me and my health sucked. And then I thought about when I was in that dark moment, I was like, how is my husband going to get all the kids around? They need this thing, that. Like, I was thinking about all of their stuff and I'm like, oh, how am I going to deal with this work commitment? How am I going to, because I didn't have the energy there. And it showed me, it's like, obviously your energy and your health are number one priority. Like, you got to have systems that help you have good health, because especially if you're a leader in your household and people depend on you. So important. So I thought about that, but then I also thought about how I didn't have any good systems to handle these kinds of situations that life will throw at you. People will get sick, and I didn't have a good system around it. So what happened is my kids ended up obviously getting sick too, to the point that they couldn't go to their new ministry daycare program that they're a part of because they had high temperatures and things like that. And then what ended up happening was the entire daycare program got sick, that they shut it down. So all the teachers that were part of that all got sick. And then I had no childcare and I had some work commitments and I didn't have good systems in place. Like, I didn't know who was going to help care for my kids. And when I wanted a plan A, plan B, and even just systems around when my husband's like, well, let's take their temperatures. Where's the thermometer? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't remember where I put that bin. Oh, where's their meds? Where's this? I didn't have good systems around that. And when you're really weak and you're trying to search for things, that's not the time to create a system. But it showed me you need a system around this. So I want you to think about anything in your life, right now, that is causing a pain point for you. Pick any area of your life. You need a better system around that. You need a better system maybe around making decisions as it relates to that area, or just the setup. So we're going to go through some examples and it'll make more sense. But ever since this happened and I was really sick, I was like, I just want to systemize my entire freaking life. That's how I felt. And then when I thought about times in my life when I had some really good systems, keeping it real with y'all, that was some of the most joy-filled moments of my life. Aside from just watching my babies smile and laugh and all that brings me so much joy. But I remember in those seasons when I was systems queen, I was making progress in ways I was really proud of myself. I felt very healthy and strong. I mean, of course, it was a different season, but now I realize in the season I'm in, I still need systems to carry me through these seasons. In fact, I might need new systems, and that might be the case for you. You may be entering this new season, or maybe in the current season that you're in, things aren't feeling really good. Then I know you need some systems in those areas so that you can feel good. Okay, so long story short, I created a system around when my kids get sick, or if they get sick, I got a bin with the exact meds that I want for them, the different health stuff there. I got a plan A for childcare and a plan B for childcare. Like I created a system around it so it's no longer going to be a pain point. But then I thought about like how even my meal planning was causing me stress. Like when life was getting busy and, like unexpected things happen, I'm like, what are we going to eat? Like this, that, like there wasn't a system around it that was really thriving. In the past, you may have heard me talk about, I used to do themed days. And I actually think that's great for a system, like Taco Tuesday or Pizza Friday, like those kinds of things. And that helps you like reduce the amount of thinking that you're doing around your meals. I think that's important. But what I was struggling with is I had a hard time getting the taco stuff like in the house because I didn't have another good system around it. So I'm revamping that area of my life because that's something I do on the repeat. Anything you do on the repeat, like weekly or daily, you need a system around. And some of this is going to be like, you're going to try something out and you're going to be like, oh, that doesn't work well, or this does work well. And it's kind of fun to tweak it to make it work. So I'm just going to tell you some of the things I'm working on systems wise that I'm excited about. And one of them obviously is meal planning. So what we're doing now is I've decided that Mondays is the day that I'm getting groceries and picking up groceries. I think for some people it works very well for the weekend if they're picking up groceries for the entire week. But for me, I'm gone a lot on the weekends because I travel a lot. So what I realized was weekends didn't work because I kept missing those moments. So instead, because I tested it out, Mondays work very well. And then I just do whatever groceries we need to get through, like the leftover stuff that's in the fridge, eggs and all that good stuff, to get through the morning and the lunch. And then I get the groceries in the house by that evening. And I try to keep my schedule less on Mondays. Like I have a bracket open of more time for household things. So anyways, a set time to pick up those groceries, a system around how you plan what you're going to eat. That could be like each, theme day. Or for me, what I'm trying out is I have some meals that my family eats on the regular. Like we just love these meals. My husband's like, what about this thing and this, like different things that we tend to make or have made over the years. I'm making index cards that have each meal listed, and I'm putting them in a little container. And then I am going through that each week, and like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like all of what's on the calendar. On the weekends, we tend to just like eat out, and I usually make a quiche on the weekend if I'm home. So there's some systems around that. But my point is like I pull up the card and I put it on the calendar with a little magnet on the fridge so you can see what we're eating, and that helps me then think through the grocery list. I look in the cupboards, look in the fridge and see what we do have, what we need to make those meals. And it feels fun because I'm like, ooh, what are we gonna, like we can pick out meals. And I envision when my kids get older, they can do the same things. Like they can be part of this process and be like, what do you want to eat this week? And they can pick the different things out. Or maybe they'll be like, I don't care. And they'll like put it on me, but at least I have a fun system to figure it out. All right, so that's an area that I'm revamping. I'm super excited about. Zones in my fridge. Like, I love the feeling of when you open your refrigerator and like it's pretty in there. Like the fruit is pretty and displayed nice. Like something about like pretty spaces and my energy. I just feel like, like the bed made, or like just, I don't know, pretty piece of artwork or fresh flowers. Like it really does help your energy. So I'm creating zones in my kitchen for each things. Like this is where all the fruit live. This is where all these specific kinds of condiments live. That's what I mean by zones. It's like they're little zones that pertain to each category. Think about it that way. Condiments over here, dairy products right here. Like I know some of us are like, might be like, duh, but does your fridge actually look like that? And maybe you don't care, but for me, it does affect my energy. If I open up my fridge and there's like stuff like oozing out and stuff, and I see other people's fridge, and I'm gonna be real with you, if I see your fridge and it's like that, I'm gonna judge you. I just can't help it. Like I do. I judge my mother-in-law all the time about it because I'm just like, oh, like I don't want to eat anything in there. But like when you open it, it's like pretty. It's like it makes you feel good. And I think those spaces that we see every day impact our energy. So what are you going to do in that space to make it pretty for you? Like we did some changes to my son's room and my room, and we're still in this process of like switching things up, especially because I just feel like I need to clear the energy in my home and like switch things up. And it's already made me feel so much better to not wake up and see like clutter, or like I even went through my books and got rid of a bunch of books that I'm like, yeah, let's be real, Angie, you're never going to read that. because I didn't want it sitting there like taunting me and being like, hey, I'm here. You're never going to read me. Like, I just felt like it was there. And I was like, get out of here. My life. If you're going to bring my energy down, your book can get out of here. I was going to say never mind. I'm not going to swear on the podcast. Okay. Where was I going with this? So I just been thinking about that. Like, it's like these systems and our energy, and even around books. Like, I love having a book next to my bed, like, cause it's like a cue to like read that book, you know? So like putting that one right next to my bed versus like 25 of them. And that's like, might be a system around, because I want to read more, then there's the book, like my environment is supporting that. The system I have is supporting my goals and my vision. So a lot of this is like related to your vision that you want to have, you know, and what systems do you need to have, or do you need to create to make that vision become a reality for you? So another vision, since we're on this topic, is like being strong, fit, and healthy. Like, that's a big thing for me. And now that I'm freshly postpartum, I'm like, I want to get strong again. I want to feel good in my body. I want to feel confident. Okay, I need a system around my health, like around when I'm taking those vitamins, when I'm going for my run or my strength training or my walks. Like, there's a system around that. And I just talked to my husband about it. I was like, we chatted through. We're like, okay, what do we want mornings to look like? We both want to be more active. All right, we got to get up and have the kids out. Like, for example, this morning, we're like, we have to get up by 6:30. Like, they all need to be ready to go by 6:30. Not just getting up at 6:30, but getting them ready to go so we could do a run, come back. And I even chatted through like, okay, then I'll get the protein smoothies ready, and we'll get these clothes I'll put on Zion. You do this shower. Like, we had to like plan all this stuff out and chat through it, and was like, let's test this system out. Let's see if this could work well. And then we realized this morning we were testing it out, and we're like, we need more time than we thought we did. Because it makes it way harder when I have to bring them by myself. Because if we could have got up earlier, we could have brought them together. And there's other things that are important to me. Like, I love picking my kids up at the end of the day, me and my husband. It brings me so much joy to do that. Like, I want to make sure that I am having good systems throughout the day and showing up in ways that make me really proud, so that I can show up for my kids and be present in the way that I really want to be for them. And systems help me do that, because I'm telling you, when I don't have systems, I'm like Hot Mess Express. And then I'm going to pick them up, and then it's like, you know, I just feel like not proud of like the work that I did during the day, or how I care for my body, or how much I moved. Like, it was the systems that carry you through. And I've seen people do this, in that even when I worked my 9 to 5, I remember, I was systems queen then too. Like, I remember like when there were set times that I would take breaks, and I would go for walks, or that would be the time I'm chugging water. By this set time, I'm going to have all this water done. And those things really made me proud, y'all. Keeping it real. Like, I used to be, even when I did consulting contracts, I would do like 25 squats every time I went to the bathroom. And I had all my water with me. Like, it was systems. And I was just proud of myself when I did those things. And I was like a game to me. I like measured stuff, and I was like, oh, like I got this much in. And that is good for your energy. Like, gamifying things, like just showing up with a curious energy of like, I wonder what we can do. Let's make an experiment. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can make this better. Like, it's fun to live life like that. That's what I'm talking about, is like, can you bring more systems into your life and make it really fun and test it out? You might be like me, like this morning, and be like, okay, that system needs a little tweaking because that ain't working. And that's what I find too, is like set days to do a podcast recording, or set days to meet with my clients. I might be like, this doesn't seem to work. And it depends on what season of life that you're in. And you need to don't be married to your systems, because you need to be open to changing them on the regular, given whatever it is you're going through. And I just wonder if right now you're being called to create some new systems in your life that are in alignment with who you really want to be. Maybe you need that vision though. Maybe you're like, I feel like I need the vision first, because I want to be the person that has the systems, but I feel like I'm still unclear about certain areas of your life, and you need that vision so that you can create the systems around it. Then we can chat too. Like, reach out to me and we can talk about like, what does it look like for you to create that vision? I know, like, working with people when it comes to their career, I think it's so fun to think about you designing a career that really fits the lifestyle that you want to have. Like, I have conversations with people all the time about this, like where they're saying, I want to make sure I can get out in the morning after my kids get dropped off, or I walk with them. And then I have, I don't start my work day until X time. and then I'm doing all this fun creative stuff. I'm taking breaks for work, for a walk for myself, getting lunch, it's so fun to talk through that vision. And then that's where we would, after the vision is there, it's like, okay, what systems are needed for you to be this person? What conversations might you need to have to switch some things up so you can be that person? I just noticed that the systems are needed, and it makes me want to include this more in the work that I'm doing with people when it comes to career fulfillment or intentionally designing the careers that they want that match the lifestyle they want. Systems. We can't get away from systems. We have to, if we want to be really enjoying our lives, we have to, I'm going to say the word have to because I believe it's so true. You have to have systems that support your vision. And maybe some of the feelings that we have when we're like, I'm not liking this, is simply because we don't have good systems that support us. So how can we create those systems? I'm excited just to talk with you more about this. There's so many things I'm creating systems around. I'm just taking it one step at a time. Like I said, I want to start more with the food area. I want to get that down and the health piece. But I've been working on my son's Montessori stuff, setting that up for him, creating a system around his play and his outdoor stuff, creating a system around my wardrobe, an intentional wardrobe that really serves me, where I'm not spending a bunch of time trying to figure out what to wear because I have systems in place around that. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. If anything that I'm doing on the regular, finances, client sessions, all the things that I'm doing on the regular, self-care stuff that I want to be doing on the regular, I'm creating a system for, and you're going to hear about it because I'm talking about it on the podcast. So I want to leave you with this on this episode. I want you to think about an area of your life, again, that's bringing up some, let's say, negative energy for you. It might be draining you. Oh, when I think about that, I'm annoyed by that, or don't like doing that, and I want you to think about, what would it look like if you created a system in that area? Maybe it starts with you jotting down, just brain dump, what it is that you need to be doing in that area or want to be doing. And what do you think could be a solution for that? Because I bet you already got the solutions. And it's just a matter of you creating a system around it. But again, if you need help with the vision piece, we can talk about that too. I hope you have an awesome day and you're thinking about what it would look like to be a systems queen. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.